What are they?
Protocols.
Are they work together though?
It's like Spanish and English.
Okay.
You know, different languages.
Because we ordered that drone when we hook it up to Betaflight, and when I use the control, it comes up Crossfire. Nothing ELRS comes up except when I go into the Lewis script.
But this is a ELRS setup.
It is.
Mind you, Crossfire is the protocol that's used
So
for ELRS.
Okay, see, that's now.
But now Crossfire is a proprietary protocol.
Okay.
But for whatever the reason, ELRS had to use Crossfire's initial whatever firmware just to allow ELRS to
makes sense.
Yeah,
it makes sense.
So yeah, it's confusing. You got to use Crossfire protocol in order to access your ELRS module.
It's almost like Final Cut, Ty, when we wanted to get the B-roll footage. We had to buy that plugin in order for it to be used on Final Cut. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it makes sense. That makes mad sense. Because I didn't understand that. Before I was like, controller. I'm like, no, that's not a controller. Controller's inside there.
Yeah.
I'm like, no.
It gets a little confusing, and then when you're trying to put pieces of the puzzle together, and things work, and then they don't work intermittently, you're like scratching your head, what's going on? I've had issues where the quad itself, after it's bound and everything, it will unbind itself and it'll lose sync to the remote.
That's
why
what
that happens? Honestly, the way electronics goes, these things coming from China.
That's what I'm saying.
Quality control.
I was like, it's coming from China. They do it on purpose to piss us off.
It could just very be. Not even the receiver itself, which is an external unit from the whole processing power of the whole drone itself. You can just change out that receiver, like I was telling you on the phone, and this receiver only costs like $25. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Instead of having to turn in your drone and all that stuff. But you, as a beginner, don't know that. You think, oh, there's something major wrong with the quad and it's unfixable. Well, at least to your knowledge, which is totally understandable. Because when I first got into this shit, I was saying the same fucking thing.
Sure,
you know? So the fact that it's still compiling all the information.
What made you keep going into it?
Persistence. I'm that type of individual. When I come to a roadblock, I want to figure it out.
You did it all yourself? Like
all myself.
I was trying to take that route.
But I mean, mind you, it takes a lot of patience and persistence. You know what I'm saying? Because I would throw that shit down and I'd leave it alone for a week or two until I get back to it. You know what I mean? Because I just have to build up that grunt to just attack it all over again. Understood. You know? So boom, success. So now I got to dump this information. How it says here, Radiomaster. I'm going to, you know what?
See, but what's that right there, though?
This is your information that I'm going to dump onto your.
Oh, that's the configurator.
Oh well, this is a small screen. No, this is my where I'm dropping on my files.
Oh, okay. Because they have me download the ELRS configurator.
Yeah, I got that already.
Configurator,
I'm gonna put you City Hall. So I know like this is yours, and then we'll dump this into my downloads.
How's it look? You can catch the screen still, which is perfect.
That's all that matters.
My screen is too fuzzy. Let me know.
No, I got it set up. I opened that. Sure.
Okay, so now we put your controller. This is already in Wi-Fi mode.
So that fast flash, that's Wi-Fi.
Correct.
There is no place that I could find. Remember, it had like all these different lights.
Yeah, it tells you what all the different indications of the lights are, which is very helpful.
When you know
what you understand what's going on. Yeah. No, on ELRS website, you can find all that information. They have all everything that you're asking me is detailed in that manual that they have, but it's pages and pages.
That's what I was like. Where?
And it gets overwhelming, because they bombard you with a shit ton of information, and it's like, okay, where do I go from here? You know what I mean? So now I'm going to put the controller itself into which I go to the ELRS Lewis script, right? And I turn on Wi-Fi connectivity, enable Wi-Fi, enter. So now it's emitting the Wi-Fi signal. So now I go here. I got to switch from my phone because I use my phone as a hotspot.
Because I tried it with mine and it disconnected to my computer. I use my home hotspot. Everything is connected. I was like, how am I supposed to update anything if I just lost connection?
Yeah, no, it's that's what I'm saying. Like these terms of events, you don't encounter until you see somebody doing it, and then there's some well detailed videos on YouTube. See,
Man.
this says RX.
Probably seen.
Which
And I
one?
wanna-
Because I
I
remember
want
saying
see.
they're
Look
leaving-
now. Pay attention.
they're leaving- oh, come on.
This one says RX. RX is your receiver. This is in Wi-Fi.
RX
Remember
is-
I told you
okay,
that.
it's in the drone.
So this
RX.
is the drone, and this one TX is your transmitter.
Transmitter.
So now we're gonna click on TX. Okay, it says action needed. Connect to the browser. Now we're at the configurator for ELRS via Wi-Fi.
Okay.
This is the Wi-Fi configurator,
Okay.
not the hard configurator that you put onto your desktop.
All right.
All right. So you gotta understand that because I couldn't wrap my head around this part. You know what I mean? This had me scratching my head for days. Then now you go to choose file. I dumped the file that I just made from the actual configurator. Right. I dumped it onto here, and then now I press update. So now it's communicating to the controller via Wi-Fi, and it's updating the controller via Wi-Fi. Okay, which is one of the 3 options that you have
Okay.
for binding sequences from ELRS.
All right.
Which is new and innovative. Like that's
pretty dope.
But it puts a fork in the road. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because people don't know what the fuck to do sometimes. They're like, okay,
They wanted me to disconnect the battery 3 times.
Yeah,
I'm
dude,
like, I
that's-
am not doing this.
that's-
Just emitting sparks. I'm like, bro, this has got to be on.
that's just another technique. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it comes with its own slew of headaches. Okay, so
headaches.
I always love doing Wi-Fi because it just seems more straightforward to me.
When I did Wi-Fi once, it actually worked.
Yeah.
On what was it? On the configurator. On the.
But Betaflight, no, not Betaflight. ELRS configurator.
The ELRS. When I started up, I was like, oh, that Wi-Fi actually worked. When I did the home thing, I was like, this thing actually.
I never even set that up.
That's how I got that 3.0 on there. I was like, oh, it worked that way.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, you put it on your cloud, and then you can all your receivers will bind.
Okay.
And get the same code if you set it up correctly.
That's fucking.
But here is just direct to what we have here. If you didn't put on a bind phrase, then it'll allow you to use the second option of binding, which is you can use the bind button on the controller to bind to the. But you can't put a binding phrase on either one. Once you put a binding phrase on there, it's successful.
Wow.
Then you have to make sure that this says City Hall and that says City Hall. If that doesn't happen,
So that's what was happening before. It was.
so now guess what? This is one part of the situation. We got
Okay.
this figured out. Now we have to check and make sure that we are on. Let me go return. And that's was part of your problem too.
What's that?
Your packets were wrong. You had it set to EERZ. I don't know what the hell that was.
I don't know what that is.
I like to keep it at 50, 150 ppm.
Trying to get that too?
Yeah, I'm gonna try that.
Oh yeah.
See? Now we're at 3.2.1. See it there?
Direct focus. Yeah.
3.2.1. So now your controller is updated.
Okay.
Okay? So now we're going to go to the receiver side
Second.
and we're going to update the receiver.
Receiver.
Okay. Now, to do that, I got to reduplicate that whole process that I did here in the configurator, which I need access to internet all over again. Typically, what I would do is I would do both. I would build both and then just do one at a time. But for demonstration purposes,
Okay.
go through this
You
step
got
by
this
step
down packed.
to show you what's going on. But even then, sometimes I run into problems. So I'm not going to tell you that it's 100% figured out just yet. But we're going along the proper procedure in order to figure it together. Where's my phone?
Oh yeah. Well, Radiomaster's up. Zorro's back.
Well, not yet.
Not yet. He was.
I was able to update it.
He was disliking the DJI.
I don't like the DJI.
I was like, I don't really like it.
Where's my...
Like, I sold my whole PlayStation. You know what I'm saying? If I'm gonna fly, slap something big in my hand. Pause. You know. Todd was like, "You really think you need a T16, the big one?" I was like, "Fuck yeah."
Hell yeah, you do.
Fuck yeah, I do.
What's going on with this?
Fuck yeah.
It's like before it connected to my phone automatically. Now it's not even wanting to recognize my phone. Connecting.
Oh, it won't let me do cinematic. For some reason. Hey, you want to hit the blunt? You want to hit that?
No, I'm good. Thank you. Still trying to connect to my phone.
What we're doing is binding, configuring a PV drone. This is droning hard at PV.
What's up?
Turbo.
What's up?
This is what he does. This is not for the weak. This is not for the weak. Not at all. Some of you guys will burn down your houses if you don't pay attention to these. That was the biggest thing about it. That we're like, I don't want to burn down my nothing.
Dude, I had like recently.
So we went and got. Is this safe?
Yes.
She's safe. Okay.
But it's more so user error.
Okay.
When situations like that
We
happen.
found out that we
Just
put
do
it at
1.0.
1.0 and just
Voltage.
monitor it. And,
Yeah, keep it simple.
Yeah.
Don't high power it. But the time that you change your amperage is when you're charging multiple batteries at once.
oh, okay.
If you're charging 3-4 lipos at once,
So that's
That one
what
does
it's
two
like.
at once.
yeah. But if you have a charging bay,
Oh, so it allows all that shit.
can I use one of you guys' phone for
Yeah.
Wi-Fi? Because
Yeah.
mine is giving an issue. It's saying personal hotspot.
You got hotspot on it?
Yeah, I do.
So misleading.
And here's me.
Oh, I
It should
see.
say
It's all over the
iPhone
place.
13 or 14.
Okay.
Should I turn this password off? Would that be easier? I'll just cancel. This is the password now.
Okay.
Frame, like, yo, the only way we couldn't do this anymore is if we had to find someone
iPhone 13, right? Yeah.
that knows this stuff.
Connected. Perfect. All right. So
We're gonna set up the studio, fam. We gotta get you into Hollywood to the studio.
absolutely, bro.
Set it up, and that same thing you just did.
Uh
We're
huh.
gonna set up cinematically. You can, this
Fuck yeah. Hell yeah,
is,
man.
sit down, like.
I mean, we formed the right relationship. It'll get to a point to where I can, you know, if you guys are willing, do my tutorials there. You know, do like an FPV tutorial when I introduce. Oh, he was. He was. He was.
Wow.
All right, so this is a GepRc.
Cinebot 35 V2.
Yep, but the receiver itself,
Oh, I don't know.
it's a GepRc.
Mhm.
Everything's GepRc RX.
2.4. Okay.
Okay, so now we're gonna do
I'm under this
Wi-Fi,
page.
and then your binding phrase is City Hall. Boom, we already got it. And we're gonna build, and
That looks really familiar.
I can build in Flash, but I don't know what port this is on. You know what? I would do it that way. Okay.
What do you mean by the port? Like it has to be.
See how I'll go to Betaflight to figure this out. How Betaflight says COM 33.
Okay.
I'm on port 33. All right.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I'm gonna go here, and then it's my bad. And then oh shit, damn. It says build in Flash, but it's not gonna do it because I didn't click the right serial port.
Okay.
But you click COM33, and then it's going to. I don't have to do it via Wi-Fi at that point.
Okay. So you gotta tell the configurator which one is using.
Yeah.
See, I don't. Yeah, you would have to go to school for all this.
This is the cheat code. I'll give you guys the cheat codes. I give you guys the cheat codes, man.
Videos where it's like they gotta tap into the rest of your videos
to find out the extra information, because all this extra stuff.
That's recording for as well. That phone for the main audio.
Oh, awesome, dude!
So from when the train came, it worked out. But
that's funny.
We can put sorry YouTubers, we missed that information. we missed a lot of yours as well.
Yeah, dude.
Next week, maybe we can recover the audio.
Yeah.
Yo, what the fuck, bro? My drone is just sitting here, man. Next week, you gotta tap in live.
They feel like, damn, they cut out the audio at the right fucking time, or they probably inlaid the fucking train music.
That's actually funny. And so the main point is,
motherfuckers, you thought you was gonna know. You thought you was gonna find out and figure out that we're gonna tell you the answer, but guess what? Nope. So now it's compiling the information, and then it's gonna try and dump it onto the receiver. But I don't think it's gonna work because I didn't select the right combo.
Oh, okay. So it's gotta do its process.
Yeah. See? Boom. Flash error. Okay, no problem. So we go back. See, the COM port wasn't selected.
The COM port.
Yes. So here.
Read the COM port that it's plugged into.
Correct. What's going on?
USB port, right? There's a way to plug it into.
Yeah.
It's named on your computer.
What's going on here? The COM ports are not popping up. What's going on? Ultimately, if this doesn't work, I'll just do it via Wi-Fi. But this is a little bit more quicker than Wi-Fi because I don't have to connect to it and all that bullshit. But it seems like my configurator is not. Beta flight pass-through. That's important. So flashing method, beta flight pass-through. When you're doing it via this way. Okay, so now I was wondering what was going on. See, my COM ports are up now.
Oh, okay.
So now I know that I'm on COM port 33. And usually when you see STM microelectronics, that's usually the flight controller. Okay. So that's the big giveaway there. But now instead of just building it and doing the Wi-Fi thing, I'm going to build in Flash.
So it's going to do everything.
It's going to do everything.
Okay.
It's going to throw it directly on.
Oh, it's going on to the RX.
Yes, through the flight controller.
The flight, okay.
Yeah. So right now, it's going to throw all that information that it compiled onto the receiver.
All right.
Okay. This is a little bit more direct than doing it Wi-Fi.
Okay.
This is the third option of binding.
All right.
The ways of binding.
All right.
And some of them, the first two ways, they work together, but the third binding sequence, you can't do it without a binding phrase.
Okay.
So you can't put a binding phrase onto your quad, nor can you put it onto the controller.
Okay.
As long as you update the quad to 3.0, you update your So once I see that and I get them communicating and I get it working in beta flight, I see all the outputs working.
All right.
Then we'll take it from there.
Okay.
I'll attempt to fly it.
Awesome.
We'll go up and down the track, whatever, and then we'll take it from there. You know, it should work. And then beta flight.
A lot further than.
Ah, crap. Can't let it go into Wi-Fi mode when I'm doing this.
Like, gonna do it on its own?
Yeah. As long as it's plugged into the power source for longer than I think a minute,
okay,
it goes into Wi-Fi mode.
So that's why this thing a little overheat, because they kept saying it would overheat or something, right?
This will overheat if you plug in a LiPo.
Okay.
And you have the DJI unit powered up at that point. Right now, the DJI unit is not powered up. You can leave this thing plugged in for as long as you want, and it will not get hot.
Okay, cool.
What's getting hot is your VTX unit. Your VTX unit is your video transmitter. Okay. Your video transmitter in this case is a DJI V03 area. Okay. And these things
VTX video transmitter.
They do get hot. All right. Serial pass through. Please work, please work. Failed. Okay, now it's not in Wi-Fi mode, right? Ports. So port 2, okay. Receiver, crossfire, serial RX. Okay, everything is set up right. Did you change anything here? Did you press anything here?
I do not remember recording, touching none of that stuff.
Because if this is not set up to the right UART, then your receiver, basically the flight controller doesn't know where the receiver is.
Okay.
So if this is not set up correctly, or that the proper switch is not turned on, then there's no way that the receiver is going to communicate to the to the flight controller. So I don't know if you changed any of this, because this needs to be set from factory.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't touch. I don't remember touching that.
In fact, let me see in the box. There's. Chinese.
Flight GPS
Binding TX. Where's ELRS? They want to make something complicated, they'll make it complicated. So now here doesn't tell you anything, and this is for the V2 unit. There we go. Yes, that's what I needed. Yeah. These manuals are very important.
Hear that? Read the manuals.
Okay, yes, UR2. So it is set correctly on UR2. That's what I was.
Oh
wondering.
shit! Look, you found it all right there.
Okay, so. That is weird. So that's set right. Okay, your receiver is set correctly. You see how it says CRSF? That's also ELRS. So
okay, yeah, that's what we were talking earlier. Like, yo, this is Crossfire. They sold us a wrong one.
No. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna avoid this, and I'm just gonna build the firmware, and I'm gonna flash it via Wi-Fi. This is the second option now. Okay. So I gotta build it. So we gotta wait for it to compile all over again. This is the only headache that I don't like with ELRS.
Okay.
Sometimes it's just not straightforward.
All right.
But when it works, it just works. Okay. It's nice, yeah. And you get like really good range. The receivers are cheap, so they're easy to change out whenever you have a problem or an issue. That's the only thing that I like with ELRS, but unfortunately, this whole process is what you have to go through in order for you to set up everything correctly.
That is one of the most intimidating processes.
Now, mind you, if you would have never touched the receiver side of things and left it alone, more than likely, as soon as we set this up, it should have communicated.
Okay.
But you need to have your binding phrase. Since you put a binding, it would have never communicated. Because you didn't set this up with a binding phrase.
So then I did something right the first time.
Yes.
And then
whatever you did right, you upgraded the firmware on this, right? You didn't touch this.
No.
You put City Hall on that as a binding phrase.
Yeah.
And then you were able to connect to this.
The very first time, the initial.
Which is weird because that shouldn't have happened. So maybe something happened that it allowed you to connect to it, but really it shouldn't have.
I was like, I think I did it right. It worked. I even have a video. I have a video that's armed, and I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
I just got afraid of even bringing it up.
Because let me write.
I was surprised that it binded correctly. You know, because I was confused as hell.
The firmware is still in development, so there's still bugs and issues that they're trying to decipher and figure out. So,
which you could still use.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Like I said, when it works, it works. Where did I just?
It's game time.
Okay, whatever.
Hopefully it's not wrong with the drone.
I hope not. Wi-Fi is on. There you go.
I said you come over here so the reflection ain't you. Boom.
Oh, can you see anything there?
Yeah, you can see it.
What the?
GepRc.
I don't know what's going on here. Update. Not working. All right, this is weird.
Oh, you said you took up the overheating thing?
Yeah, but I still did it. It's weird. It's not real bad.
Oh. Wow, it's fine.
I still did turn it on once.
Alright. Gotta do it again.
Is she not doing it?
No, it's the whole Wi-Fi thing, man. It's hit or miss. Just like when one thing fails, you gotta try another. The problem. Whenever I have a receiver issue,
What makes the receivers go bad?
it's quality control.
Okay.
You know, they just slap these things together and they don't really take into an account that when the person gets it, are they gonna have issues? You know, so they don't go through the whole binding sequence, arming it, making sure that they don't do that. They have this little QC sticker that they slap onto the damn thing, and then that's it.
I'm over here thinking their test flight there, they're doing a cut, their personal order is coming out to you. It's like, hey, you ain't the one to drone, so we gotta make sure it's right before it goes. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, no. I would do that for them because I test fly them and I make sure everything is set, bound, controller's working, goggles are working. So when you come, you're picking up a complete model ready to fly. Not you purchase everything, but now you have to bind it all yourself. No, not like that.
Yeah, that's the hardest part of the whole thing.
Let's
Like,
see.
hey, bro, we had to do an update.
Like, what? What do you mean update? I don't have to update shit. I already paid close to $1,000 to get everything, right? I mean, it's expensive.
Yeah.
It's not a cheap hobby, man. And
No,
then
this
for
ain't-
things to not work the way that they're supposed to is very intimidating because you start to feel like, okay, did I get a lemon? Did they, did they sell me
what we're
some
thinking.
piece of shit?
They got us,
But it's the hobby, man. It's the hobby. This is,
Part of
worldwide.
the grind, I guess.
It's part of the grind, man. Even here, like this receiver is giving me this issue, and now I'm like more leaning to the fact that this receiver is faulty.
That's what I was getting at. All these controllers.
Yeah, the controllers are not the problem. It's the receiver. You see how fast I was able to flash that thing?
Flipped around.
When the receivers don't communicate quickly enough like this, I go through Betaflight pass-through.
Okay.
But now at this point, I don't know if they wired it up correctly. You said it worked, so I'm assuming that it's wired correctly. So everything is set up correctly to how when I'm usually setting this thing up, there's only so many different parameters that have to be checked off and make sure they're correct. Which this thing checks all the boxes. Everything is set correctly. The ELRS protocol, which is crossfire, the port, like I checked here, the port is correct. All of that's important, very important. Otherwise, we'll be, going down a rabbit hole, not knowing what the hell we're doing. But ultimately, I can tell you that it's the receiver once none of this works. Even this process here, I would try it several times, 3, 4, 5 times. You know, I'm still trying to. It's not letting me do anything because it's still loading.
So, do they cover the receiver? These guys cover the receiver?
They would want you to send it back. Or,
Oh, damn.
they're not going to fix the receiver just because you're having an issue. You know how many people that they have to answer calls to? So you're just another customer to them. The weird part is that beta flight pass-through should have worked.
So if it's the receiver problem, you can take care of that. You can fix that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. 3.2. Maybe. Yeah, no, it feels really good. I like the way the gimbals feel, man. It's so buttery smooth.
When I had the box, I was loving. I turned that into a brick.
Yeah.
By mistake. I forgot to back it up and lost the files with the system. That's the little driver part I had.
Damn.
Turned it on. It wouldn't even turn back on.
God damn. Well, at least you got your money back.
With Amazon.
Good. No. People park here because there's Grubhub or whatever bullshit. So they're constantly coming. Sorry to say. But yeah, when the receiver keeps giving me issues like that, left and right, see, I'm trying to connect to it via Wi-Fi and it doesn't want to connect. Okay, I'll try beta flight pass-through one more time. You turned off your hotspot?
Me?
Yeah.
No, it's still on.
Oh, it's still on?
It's always on.
Okay. Not there yet.
Can't find it.
No.
So maybe I'll open it up to make sure it's available. Yeah, that way there's the join.
You said it was off?
No, it's on.
Sorry to have you guys outside like this sitting on the ground. I'm gonna have the power restored to my shop today. I've been waiting for them to come. I had my CNC machine in there. I had all my 3D printers and shit. Yeah, dude. For some time, I've been back and forth with FPL because they. Okay, I got connected. They were saying that there was an issue in the area and they're gonna fix it. They never fixed it. So then some of my machines started suffering because one half of my shop would turn off. And I would have jobs running. And each job was like $200-$300, depending on the 3D print that I was doing at the time. And I was doing this dash for a Mark II Super. And I was putting a Haltech unit inside of a Mark II.
Oh, that's why you say you do all the cars.
Yeah. So that was a car project. That was that was a car project that I had. That was like I needed to get this done, you know. And each time that the print failed, that was $200. So okay, my bad. Here talking. So now we go to GepRc 2.4 Nano RX. I'm gonna try to do the beta flight pass through all over again. Hopefully, binding phrase is set correctly. Hopefully everything goes good. We are on port 33. This thing is in Wi-Fi mode, but now it's combine and flash. It's on the proper view. Oh, I know why. So, if you have beta flight open. It'll connect the beta flight. And then it's not allowing it to communicate. I forgot about that part. So this should work. But I know when it does work, it'll start counting down and it'll start giving me a percentage. And
I know those percentages. Yeah, that good look stuff.
Yeah, that's fine. So sometimes they take a few minutes. That's fine. I just gotta make sure this doesn't go into Wi-Fi mode.
said when it blinks fast, right?
Yeah, when it blinks fast, it's in Wi-Fi mode.
When
We
I
don't
see
want
that, when I was watching that, I was like, yo, there's something wrong with this drone. Shouldn't be blinking that fast.
This thing's going crazy, man.
Yeah, like
the
we
drone
should-
needs to smoke a joint.
All these Bluetooth devices, when that thing blinks fast, that means there's something going wrong.
Come on, please.
Come on, baby.
Just say success. Binded or updated information success. But it just gets stuck, man. It says trying to initialize COM9, which is not where I set
I
it
think
to.
she's in Wi-Fi. It's in Wi-Fi.
It's in Wi-Fi.
Blinking fast.
Yeah, that's why. This thing has to be. Gotta do it all over again.
It's just fucking intense.
I'm sorry, man.
No, you're good.
This is the headache. I'm sharing the load, man.
Appreciate it.
I'm sharing the load, dude. I'm starting to feel you guys' frustration here.
Yeah, because I was like, oh, this seems simple. Okay.
No, it's when the electronics wants to give you an issue, this is what happens.
Right.
Yeah, this is part of it, dude. You gotta just have the patience and know that, hey, if I know that I can't get it via these two different ways, then ultimately there's an issue with the physical hardware itself. But yeah, no, I've been successful in the past doing it this way, because a lot of times you try to do it via Wi-Fi, and then the Wi-Fi connection is funky, it just doesn't connect, and it's like whatever. But if I can do it via this way, it's more direct and it goes directly to the receiver. But like I said, I got to catch it before it goes into Wi-Fi mode. Scanning duplicates. Come on. Success.
Got it?
Got it.
Look at that.
Got it.
Look at that.
Got it.
So
Let's
is there
go.
a
So
trick?
now the trick is patience.
I was running out of those,
Redundancy
boy.
and patience.
I opened up
You
my
see me,
Bible.
I'm going through it, dude. Like just with you guys. But now we're still not out of the water. Okay.
Okay.
Where's the controller? Turn it on, please. Open up Betaflight. We got our life vests on right now. We're floating. You know what I'm saying? We're not having to dog paddle in the water anymore to keep ourselves afloat. We're breathing. Okay. Right now we're breathing. So here we go. We're gonna connect to the quad. Now, if everything's set correctly, this should automatically. Is this in Wi-Fi mode? Yes, it is. Okay. That light should go solid.
The one blue blinking.
Mm-hmm. Should go solid. And it's not.
Would I have to go into ELRS with that thing?
Shouldn't have to at this
Okay.
point. But let me see here. Just for shits and giggles. Press the bind button. See what happens.
Oh, it stopped.
Yep, that means it's bound. But at this point, now it was what you were saying. Right now it's bound.
Okay.
At least I think it is. Yep. Getting signal.
Signal. Okay.
But here it's not
Okay, that's what it's
communicating.
doing. That's
Okay.
that's how it got
So
us.
we got signal. Now, when I unplug here, look.
Telemetry lost.
Telemetry is...
Telemetry lost.
That's what he kept doing to me that day. It was on and off and on, and I'm like, why is it doing that? I said
Now-
telemetry is like, I guess like it's GPS or something.
Telemetry is communication.
Communication. Okay.
I'm communicating.
All right.
When it says telemetry lost, I stop communicating to the
Okay.
Telemetry recovered.
telemetry recovered.
So she's
Meaning
back
now I'm talking to the
So that's a bad thing. It's doing
All
that.
right. Yeah, that shouldn't be happening. Because
It needs to be up in air and it.
at this point, I'm gonna check your internal settings of the internal module. TX power is at 50, which is fine. Model ID is off.
I even created a model, you know, but I just decided to delete it and said fuck it.
Oh shit.
What I see?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh shit. Yeah, because before everything went bad, I sold all the registry. I even, you know how it's supposed to be 1,500 or 2,000. I even did that. I was like, whoa, this is working. I'm following directions. Then she just, next day, she just cut down on me.
Stopped working.
So it was
See, now that's the receiver itself.
it's the receiver for the.
No, I'm looking to see what the receiver is set to.
Okay.
500, 250. On might be off. Okay. We're on 3.0 and I flashed 3.21. I don't know if that's going to be part
that
of
what
the
it
issue.
Those things.
It matters. It does matter, but see, this is 3.21, and the receiver.
Telemetry lost. Telemetry recovered.
Okay. So everything is communicating. Okay, so at this point, they're saying that it's on UART2. I'm going to select UART5 because I saw that UART5 was right next to it. Maybe the person that put it together put it on UART5 by accident. I don't know. I would have to take it apart to find out, but I'm just going on a guess.
So, brother.
I'm 37.
Yeah?
No, sorry. I don't even know my goddamn age. I'm 35. Turning 36 in July. Talk about I'm 37. I'm adding on 2 more years.
You already know you're prepared for it.
I'm getting old, bro.
Yeah.
Crap.
I'm actually asking for the old age.
Yeah, old age means wisdom, bro.
That's how I feel. Like, you could cheat a lot of things in life, but there's one thing you can't cheat is the time you have on this earth.
Mm-hmm.
If you've been here for 10 years, you've been here for 10 years. That's it.
That's it, dude.
You can't cheat it. You can't lie and really say you've been. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That's it.
Now they got a. Oh, ha!
What happened?
It's on UART4.
Explain what the hell that is.
That is your UARTs here
What
is
he was
where
trying to figure out.
your receiver is hooked up to. Okay, now the information tells you UART2, but I
Which one
I
did
can
you find
physically,
out? Which one is that?
Well, I'm looking
Oh.
at the board physically, and I can see the numbers and the silk screening
Okay.
on the flight controller itself is very legible, so I can see which UART they wired the receiver to. So that's why I got to do a little bit of deeper digging to see what's going on. Because guess what, my guy?
Huh.
You're on and popping.
It's on?
You're on and popping. Okay?
Wait, do the throttle thing. We finally can show this on the screen.
Yes, sir. It's all working. Throttle, y'all. Everything is working. It's working and it's twerking. How about that?
Oh, Lord.
All right. So now at this point, I'm gonna put it back together. We're
Okay.
gonna set it up with the lipo, and we're gonna get it up in the air. How
Okay.
about that?
You got some B-roll of that 03, that thing opened up like that? 'Cause
Yeah,
that's a
dude.
sexy look right there. A lot of people don't get to
Yeah.
see that. Look at that.
Everything's all opened up. And, nice 03 air unit. Flight controller looks good. And everything's brand new. The setup is nice. I don't really like wires going over my flight controller like that. Whenever you purchase a platform from me, you will that's a no-no.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
But mind you, when they're slapping these things together, they're not going to go into wire management. You know, that's not a big thing to these companies.
I understand what you said.
For
about
me,
the
it
wires,
is. You want to know why? Because I want ultimate performance for my quad. So I don't want wires going over my
Especially
my
if
gyro.
If you need to go back in there.
Yeah,
It's like,
absolutely.
It's nice. He was like, bro, because if he comes back to me under his warranty, I gotta go through that mess that I created.
Yep. My dad was big on speakers, dude. He has an old school Macintosh.
Also, you got this from the pops and everything.
Yeah,
This is
dude.
just right to the blood.
It started from when I was a kid. I always used to see him underneath the hood doing something crazy, you know, working on cars and shit.
That's dope.
And then, you know, I just gravitated to it, you know, and then one thing led to another. So that's why I like old cars, you know.
You need to go to another country and start working on the delivery drones.
Yeah, dude, they're doing that here now, actually. Yeah, dude.
You need to jump on that, man, because
they're doing that here now.
That I thought it was wow.
What?
Wow. No, that's it.
Oh.
Just to see it come together, because it's like, you know, a lot of things you could do by trickery, or, you know, you get it, you could toss a ball into a hoop, but this you really gotta do it.
You gotta know what the fuck you're doing. Yeah, dude.
You know, you really gotta do it.
All right, the second thing I gotta see, I need props. Let's get props.
Oh, shit.
Let me get the props
They're in
on.
the box right there.
Even if you didn't have, I'm here at my shop. I would have gotten you guys props.